Nobody is above the law, right? Except, Hillary Clinton, Hunter Biden, Ray Epps, Anthony Fauci, Sam Bankman-Fried, Alejandro Mayorkas, all of Congress, former Vice President Joe Biden, former Vice President Joe Biden's entire cabinet, and the list goes on. But other than that, nobody is above the law, unless, of course, you are above the law. Funny how that works. By the way, the people, on the left that are acknowledging this Trump arrest thing is publicly motivated, yet going along with it anyway. You are the problem. You are the useful little idiots that support the construction of tyranny. If you ever actually sat down to read a history book about a major turning point or the fall of a country, empire, civilization, and wondered to yourself, how did people think it was okay to fall in line like that? Well, wonder no more. You hold the answer because you are them. So if you want the answer, you can look in the mirror. You are supplying the fuel to your own conflagration. You may think that doing whatever it takes to get an opponent that disagrees with you or that stands in the way of wielding power is okay. And it will be okay. For a while. Just keep in mind that you are laying the track for future actions. You are setting the precedent that might someday be your own undoing. I say might only because I think there are actually some people out there that are so cowed and mentally weak that they may never have any critical objections or objective opinions, and also have the inner strength to stand up and call out real injustice. I'm saying there are a lot of sheep out there. You naively think that giving those in power the ability to destroy their enemies with no regard for checks and balances will work out well for you in the end. History is replete with useful idiots exactly like you. If you had studied it, you would know this. Instead, you claim enlightenment through soaking up propaganda like a sponge and vomiting forth the same propagandist filth for the purpose of showing how great you are. You are pledging your allegiance to a machine that will chew you up and spit you out with zero hesitation, should the need ever arise. It may not even be that you come to odds with the mob. It may just so happen that the need arises someday, and on that day you are just the unlucky one. We can already see this happening with different interest groups being shoved aside for the new thing. We see this with the commentators and the celebrities that say the wrong thing, get themselves canceled. After issuing the inevitable apology, the mob rejects it and exiles them anyway. Why? The mob doesn't care. The track to tyranny has no turns or stops, and the train is very, very heavy. So cheer, applaud, rejoice. Liberty dies with thunderous applause. As for Trump himself, he's made it clear this is illegitimate. He has not only claimed his innocence, but he has stated that the charges are simply fabricated nonsense. If he really believes that, of which there is a lot of evidence to support that claim, why turn himself in? Governor DeSantis stated he would not authorize extradition. He has a governor on his side, and it sounds like DeSantis would be open to helping him. Certainly, if he would deny extradition, that's a big limb to go out on as a governor. You see, we as citizens, we don't have those kinds of powerful allies, so it must be nice. If Trump really believed this was a sham, why go along with it? Why turn himself in? Make your stand, not only for yourself, but for all of us. The January 6th political prisoners would probably appreciate it. But what does he do instead? Tells his followers to protest the injustice, then goes along with it. I have a problem with that because the people that would be protesting do not have a governor willing to go to bat for them. Protesting a tyrannical government, such as this one, is risky. It's risky to the point of being something akin to kamikaze. If it's unjust, which I certainly believe it is, and you want to fight the deep state, you have to be willing to go all the way, not just tell your people to go that distance while you play your own separate game. That's kind of dishonest, if you ask me. If you are going to fight, you have to fight. I'm not anybody's pawn, and I would suggest that any massive gathering of dissidents would attract more Ray Epps clones setting their traps and waiting to spring them. You know who I mean, the glowy ones, right? I don't know about you, but I'm not walking into a trap for someone that isn't leading from the front. And there it is. One of the biggest differences between leftists and Americans. Leftists are either useful idiots, aka true believers, or they are the powerful elite, the true evil. Naivety allows evil to thrive. Americans, on the other hand, are able to think for themselves. They know right from wrong and don't blindly follow any one man. President Trump would do well to remember this. If you're gonna fight, then fight. I'll follow. Don't confuse our support of you with blind obedience, though. We are not your collective. In fact, we're quite the opposite. That's what we're fighting against. As far as the angle on all of this, why are they doing this? What do they expect to gain? Your guess is as good as mine. We can theorize about this and that, the motives, the strategy, etc., etc. That really only gets you so far, though. It won't be long before the plan becomes evident. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Just watch the money and listen to the quiet parts of their rhetoric. These scumbags always have a way of telling us what they're doing, and it often comes in the form of them saying what they are not doing. Whatever the main reasons and justifications the mainstream media is vomiting forth, the truth usually lies in the exact opposite direction. Also, pay attention to the people you know that are supporting this action by the deep state. Remember who they are. It will be that much funnier when the deep state comes for them. And no redemption. We're fresh out of mercy for stupidity. Good day.